Hey guys, this video is going to be an update about the health of our cat Bagheera. Um, as you guys seen on Instagram, we shared a post with you where we told you that Bagheera wasn't doing well and that we brought him to the vet. And after that, we didn't do any update just because we didn't have the strength nor the spirit, because only bad news kept coming from the vet, that we didn't have the spirit nor the strength to to do any update. I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I just couldn't. That's it. So, but a lot of you kept showing interest and sending us messages on Instagram, private messages, asking us how Bagheera is doing, which is very, very sweet, very thoughtful, very supportive, and it really helps. That I decided that the least that I can do is share with you guys an update about the health of Bagheera. Something I cannot do in an IG post because they can only be 1 minute. And I just want to give you a little bit more of a background first, and tell you how Bagheera is doing right now, where he is, and all that. So because this is Instagram, because this is our YouTube channel, not Instagram. Some of you might not have seen Bagheera and Luna, our two cats, because we didn't do a lot of videos where they were involved lately. So I'll try to give you a little bit of a background and all that, and then try to keep it short, and then in the same video give you a little bit of an update about the health of Bagheera. Before I start, I just want to say that if I do sound a little bit incoherent or a little bit all over the place, that's because I did not script this. I just want to do it and do it from the heart. So I think somewhere in September, I'm not really sure, somewhere in September of 2016, me and Mike finally decided that we're going to get cats. And then I think somewhere at the end of December of 2016, we finally got to meet Luna and Bagheera in person. But we couldn't bring them home because we had a trip planned to Disney World. So we did that. So we went to Disney World and came back, and it really wasn't a punishment to come back because we knew what we were looking forward to and what was waiting on us. Namely, these two wonderful cats that we love so much, waiting for us to bring them home. Our two babies. They're so adorable, you guys. Just happy that we got off the train. So eventually, somewhere around February the 4th of 2017, we brought them home. And, we just love on the first sight. Everything clicked. We loved them right from the beginning, and just they turned out to be just such wonderful cats, and they had all the qualities that we wanted and we were hoping to have in our family members. So right from the start, we noticed that there is a difference in personality between Luna and Bagheera. Luna was more like the quiet one. She has her qualities, she's very smart, but she's quiet, and Bagheera was really all over the place, very energetic, and wants to explore everything, and so there was a clear difference between them. So that's how they stayed actually till today. This difference between them has always been there. Luna is more the quiet one, and Bagheera is more the energetic one that loves to run around and very playful and all that. And then as he got older and older, we started to notice that, whenever we got hot weather, he didn't do well in handling it. But we didn't thought anything of it, because we never had any concrete reasons, to worry or anything. So we always thought, it's something that something that you heard about, that sometimes when the weather is really warm, when it gets really warm, pets tend to get a little bit tired, and taking it down a notch and just taking it easy for as long as the warm weather remains. So so that's what we thought. That's what we figured was going on with Bagheera. I'm just trying to keep things short. But about a week ago, I think. Through all the years that we've had them, and we have them, like I said, we brought them home on February the 4th of 2017, and we're now in the end of June of 2020. So in all this time, Bagheera kept showing this behavior, but like I said, it never gave us any reason to worry or, to take action and, have him examined or anything, because he always came back. He would be down a little bit, taking it easy for maybe a day or two, but then he would come back as the Bagheera we've known, the energetic one that's all over the place. So, like I said, we never thought anything of it. But a week ago, we really started to see very weak Bagheera, like very different from when we know. Weak, couldn't keep his eyes open, and I don't know, it just made a very fatigued impression. And that is so not like Bagheera. And so we decided to take action and to bring him to the vet. We did, and right away the vet could see that there was something wrong with Bagheera. The sound of his heart was not what it should be, although they couldn't give us anything specific, like anything concrete, because further researches were needed. But she could tell us right after she examined him that there is something wrong with him, something with his heart, and that it would be wise not to bring him home, but to have him sent over to a medical hospital for animals where they have more equipment and just where they're better equipped to do better researches, to know exactly what Bagheera is suffering from. So we did that. So that was the first bad news that we were not hoping to hear, of course, that there is something wrong and that further researches are needed. So we had to arrange an ambulance and have them, how do you say that? Have them going from the vet to the hospital for animals. And when he arrived there, they also could tell us right away that Bagheera was not going to come home that evening, because they confirmed that there is something wrong with his heart, and they can do some blood researches, but that would be just an unnecessary thing to do and to bother him. And they tried to keep the stress level down, so they knew that the next day they were going to do some scans of his body. So together with us, they decided, what, we're not going to do blood researches right away, but wait until they get the result of the scanning of the next morning back, which will give us more information anyway than they would get from blood research. So the next morning, we waited, but it was really chaotic from what we understand, and they had a lot of emergencies. So the whole day we were just stressed out and waiting to hear some good news, but of course the good news didn't come. It was only another set of bad news that we got to hear about Bagheera, that things really don't look that well. There's Luna. Tonight we spent the night with Luna. Right here.
In the living room.
In the living room. Sweetie. And I think it's a good thing. Especially you have two cats, and one, like we have now with Bagheera, is at the hospital. I think it's important to be aware that the other one needs your comfort and time and companionship. So that's what we try to do. Hey, Luna. Hopefully Bagheera will come back home today. In a couple of hours we'll be talking to his doctor, see how he's doing. that they're giving him extra oxygen because he couldn't breathe easily on himself. He couldn't by himself. He couldn't do that. So then, things started to look bad and to feel bad. Started to get really bad feeling about the whole thing. Like, what is this going and what's happening to our Bagheera? It just went too fast. It went too fast. Here he is, a little bit fatigued, taking him to the vet, and the next thing we hear is we're talking about life and death. So that was a little bit traumatic for both of us, and really shocking, and it really got to us. It just tore our heart apart. And so that's basically it, you guys. He stayed there about 3 nights, I think. He stayed there for 3 nights and 3 days, getting extra oxygen and getting really taken good care of. Ja, lieve, we gaan zo naar huis. So I just picked up Bagheera. He's so stressed, and it just breaks my heart. But it's been enough. It's been enough. We're going home. It's been enough. 2 days away from us. We love you so much. Sorry, Bagheera. Yeah, we're going home, liefie. We gaan naar huis, liefie.
Are you also my personal dream?
Ja, ik ben het, liefie. Ik ben het. And the conclusion of all this is that Bagheera isn't really doing well. At least his little heart isn't really doing well. So he does have a heart condition from birth, what you suspect. And the devastating news is that they told us that he probably won't be living longer than a year. So, which is something that just devastated us, something that just broke us to the ground. Just, it just broke our heart and just killed us. So they decided, this is it. There's not really much that we can do for him. We can prescribe him some medications that will help him, handle the condition a little bit better. And so they did that. They gave him some medications to help him get rid of the fluid in his little lungs and regulate the heart rhythm a little bit better. And and then yesterday evening, because it's still very, very hot weather here in Holland, and I don't know, and we felt like our home is too warm. Maybe it could be too warm for him, so we decided to keep him as long as possible in the animal hospital. And then around 10ish, I think, last evening, it started to cool off a little bit, and it even started to rain. So we decided to go and bring him home. And we noticed that he's really tired, which is a natural thing after this traumatic experience for him. And maybe it's the medications, maybe it's the whole thing that he went through. But I don't know. He seems a little bit different. He seems tired. He makes a tired impression. Just a different Bagheera. He's just a different Bagheera. And what breaks our heart is that after all this, we couldn't wait to bring him home, just to have him in front of our eyes and to make sure that, he doesn't need anything and everything is okay and everything is all right. And that he's giving the love that we've always given them both. But what breaks our heart is, of course, the reaction of Luna. For some reason, she seems to have trouble with accepting him. And we think because of the way he smells, he has a little bit of that typical hospital smell. So we noticed that is the first thing that she did when he came home. She started sniffing him, and then she decided she's not going to accept him. So whenever he's near, she starts to hiss and starts to avoid them, run away, or keep her distance, and so that's another thing that's really a little bit difficult for us to see. And but I guess that's what cats do. Their survival instinct kicks in. She sees that Bagheera looks a little bit different because he has some spots where they shaved his coat, and so he does look a little bit different, maybe because of that, and he smells maybe a little bit different. So maybe that was just too much for Luna, and she decided that she doesn't really know if this is the same Bagheera or not. So yeah, guys, I think this is it. This is it. Again, I'm sorry if I'm not really coherent. If my story isn't done, my storytelling isn't done in a very entertaining fashion. This is not something that's supposed to be entertaining. This is just something that really breaks our heart. And like I said, because you guys showed a lot of interest and been very supportive on Instagram and asking about an update, we decided to share this with you. So again, I'm sorry if I'm all over the place or my sentence don't make sense. I'm sure you guys understand. And as I'm telling you this, I'm looking at Bagheera in front of me. We noticed that he doesn't really feel like climbing. He has his cat tree where they normally would have their basket all the way up where they sleep, the way they wanted it. But we decided he was avoiding to go back to his basket. So, we figure out maybe it's just too much effort for him to do that. Maybe we should take the basket off and just put it on the ground, on the floor, which we did, and thank God it worked. So he's been sleeping in it ever since. And like I said, he just makes a very tired impression, a very fatigued impression. He lost a lot of weight, and I don't know. We just hope that this is this is the aftermath of this traumatic experience, and that he will start to feel better. But on the other hand, maybe this is the result of the medication that he gets. So we're not really sure. We will have, of course, we'll keep contact with the vet, because we still have some questions like the ones I'm discussing now with you. Is going to be how Bagheera will be? The fact that he's been sleeping, he's been tired all the time ever since he came home. Is that something as a result of the medication, or is it just what it's going to be? And will he be needing this medication for the rest of his life, or is it just temporary till he gets a boost? So a lot of questions we never had to deal before. And no, I don't know. I know it's tough, guys. And like I said, the devastating news that really broke us, it just shattered us in 1,000 pieces, is when they told us that they're not expecting Bagheera to live longer than a year. To be honest, I'm still in denial. I don't want to accept that news. And we just decided that a lot can happen between now and within a year. So we try to be hopeful. We try to keep the spirit up, and we try to do our best and see if we can change this outcome. By making sure that Bagheera is not undergoing any stress, making sure that he gets the right food, which they've always been getting from day one. We never compromised on the food. They always are getting top-notch food. But we're now thinking about maybe changing the food to something that's specifically designed for cats with heart conditions. And we found a brand that was actually a tip from the vet, a brand that's called Specific. And they have a lot of categories. They have food for cats with kidney problems, with heart conditions, with a lot of categories. So if you guys happen to have a sick cat, which I don't hope, and you're looking for for food that would fit in more, would fit better in his diet or in her diet. Look this brand up, see if you can find it in your own country. Like I said, it's called Specific, like the word specific, And you can go to the website. We're not sponsored, of course. You can go to the website and just research what you need, what conditions your cat has, and see if you can find anything that fits the need of that condition better. Like I said, guys, I hope this whole story made any sense. I'm not really, I can't see what I'm saying in my head. Normally, you know, I have a picture of what I want to share with you, what I want to say, and you know, and tell it in some sort of a chronological fashion. But in this case, I don't have the energy to invest that much time. I hope you understand. But like I said, you guys have been very supportive, showing a lot of interest, always asking us about our cats, Bagheera and Luna. That we decided this is the least thing that we can do, is keep you guys updated. So yeah, so there you have it. The only thing that rests me now is to ask you guys to please keep Bagheera in your prayers, and be safe out there, all of you, and just take good care of yourself and each other. And keep sending us your positive energy, your love. And like I said, please keep Bagheera in your prayers. Thank you so much, guys. For now, have a wonderful day, and we might talk to you in the next video. All right, we love you. From me, Mike, big hug. Bye-bye. At night when you're frightened, I play you to sleep. Click, 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 click. The melody from Claire de Lune. And to fill up the sky, past the clouds I would fly. And for you, darling, I'll hang the moon. Hang the moon. Bagheera doesn't leave our side since Luna's not here. So this was just a little melody. Oh yeah. To help him relax. Our little guy. Still praying and hoping to have Luna back home with us soon. Thank you so much, guys, for all the love, support, and the prayers. Much appreciated. Love you all.